We have identified autumn period as a difficult time of the year due to dry climate conditions to finish lambs or even run lambs for full stop. So we have designed a trial to see if we can maximise both profit and productivity by running lambs on fodder beet, with the conjunction of adding meadow hay and fodder beet and the likes to ensure they have a balanced diet. So we have 3 mobs for this trial. One as a grass control, identifying what a normal farming system would do by running lambs on grass through the autumn. Second mob is a mob on fodder beet and meadow hay, and then the third mob is fodder beet and pea hay, with the theory that the pea hay, being a slightly higher crude protein product, will mean the lambs will grow slightly better than on the meadow hay ones. The 3 main mobs of lambs were weighed in every 2 weeks in intervals, so we can show a growth curve of how those animals performed on the 3 different diets. As you can see by the first graph of the lambs on the control, we had a big variation in their growth rates, with exceptional growth for the first 2 weeks, and then due to autumnal thrift with worm burdens and the likes, we have a decline, and then it comes back up again after a drench, and we see a huge variation in the first mob of lambs on the grass control. The second mob is the lambs on fodder beet and meadow hay. As you can see, both for this mob and the pea hay mob, we had a slight decline for the first 2 weeks on the fodder beet. Now this is just through transitioning on the fodder beet, getting used to eating bulbs and getting adjusted to a different diet. From there we see a slight increase in it. Although we didn't get a huge growth what we were hoping for, the lambs average around 100 grams a day, just slightly below. The second graph here, we show the variation in the production of the grass versus the fodder beet, the 2 main feed sources for the lambs. As we can see, the first 5 months of the period were extremely dry, so up until February we saw average to poor growth rates on the grass of ranging about 20 kilos a day. Now the fodder beet was converting moisture slightly better and was doing 80 kilos of dry matter a day. From here we managed to get some rain, which showed a huge increase for the fodder beet. We jumped up to 200 kilos of dry matter a day, where the grass only managed to get up to about 30 kilos of dry matter a day. From here both continue on pretty well, with from mid-May through till end of June, the ones on the fodder beet managed to keep trucking on about 114 kilos of dry matter a day, which is pretty exceptional, and whereby the grass carried on its 20 to 30 kilos. So by the end of from November through till end of June, we managed to see the fodder beet grew a total tonnage of around 27 tonne of dry matter to the hectare, where the grass averaged 5.5 tonne of kilos of dry matter to the hectare. So as we can see, there's a huge difference in terms of carrying capacity by the amount of production we'll produce. As we can see, the grass control mob averaged a little bit over $1,000 a hectare in terms of revenue per hectare. That's net revenue per hectare, where the extreme of the fodder beet and pea hay yielded just over $4,300 a hectare, which we're wrapped with. Along with that, there was 1,200 kilos of live weight produced on the trial period. So by the end of the trial, we were absolutely wrapped with the end result, especially given the season of being such a dry early autumn and then a bit of rain at the end of it. So to exceed both 1,200 kilos of live weight per hectare and $4,000 plus per hectare, we're absolutely wrapped. So we'll certainly be looking at implementing it again for next season.